Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Shy episode 8. Right? 8. Episode 8, yeah. In which, who knows what's gonna happen. We didn't really exactly get something that we can continue with in the previous episode. So we could have another mission in which Teru will have to face against the forces of Stigma, or we could have another episode of A Slice of Life. Either is probable. So yeah, that's where we are. What happened in the previous episode, though? In the previous episode, we learned a little bit more about Stigma, I guess, from what Iko told us, that she got a glimpse into Stigma's heart, that he's apparently very childish, and all the other members of his family, let's just say, are similarly very childish. We also learned that what Stigma truly desires is world peace. And it seems like he has a very interesting plan towards that world peace, right? Let's implant a part of my heart in everybody in the world so that they won't be any different, so there will be nothing to fight for, fight with, fight against, right? There will be no differences. That's my interpretation of it, so far at least. We also learned, Pepesha. Pepesha told us that she noticed something odd in Tsvieta. Yeah, Tsvieta was her name. In Tsvieta, right? How nobody calls her Pesha. Or rather, only her close relatives and close friends can call her Pesha. Not even Teru calls her that, right? Pepesha-san, not Pesha. And they are fairly close, right? And Pepesha also noticed something of herself in Svieta. So my first thought was, of course, that hey, Svieta might be Dark Pepesha, or she might be a member of Pepesha's family that was long lost, or presumed dead, or something like that, returned through the powers of Stigma to haunt Pepesha from beyond the grave, or something like that. Either a family member, a relative, or a twisted reflection of herself. We don't know which is it. Maybe we'll learn in today's episode, maybe in the next one, who knows. And then the second Teru and Pepesha had a nice heart-to-heart about it. And yeah. And then there was the slice of lifey bit in which Teru gained some much needed confidence by breaking through her reservations and agreeing to a little bit of an interview, and then actually having a little bit of fun, dare I say, during it. Actually answering the kids' questions earnestly and not shying away, slowly turning more and more towards the audience, right? That was the nice bit. And she also had some heart-to-heart with a boy who claimed that Teru isn't an actual superhero because the superhero is whatever fictional superhero he likes, and Teru isn't her, so she's not a superhero. And then he just became one of the members of Teru's Shy's rather fan club in the end. Although he doesn't see Shy as Shy, but rather as his superhero idol. And yeah, that's where that episode ended. Teru got a bunch of DVDs of that show, and she likes it very much. So I guess with that we can just start watching this episode, right? I guess a little bit of housekeeping before. I'm just so you know, I'm not feeling super well right now. Probably ate something that doesn't agree with me or whatever. So I know, if I seem a little down or something, that's why. I'll try not to be. I'll try not to be. But if my stomach starts hurting suddenly, then there's not much I can do about it. So, with all of that, I guess we can just start watching today's episode. Or last week's episode, technically, I guess. To do that, you will need your subs to follow. God damn it. There we go. What the f are you doing? There. You will need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm also gonna need your support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not, share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching Shy episode 8 in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, timer works. And we are starting straight from the opening. It could be either because today's episode is gonna be slice of life-y, or it could be because today's episode is gonna be very important. So they wanna, get the opening out of the way so that nothing breaks our immersion as we get immersed into the story. You never know. Or could be a mixture of both, honestly. Yeah, Tsvieta, green hair, and Stigma. That's a ruined city. I wonder if it's actually gonna get this bad. Somehow I don't think so. As I said in a previous episode or the episode before that, Stigma doesn't aim to destroy the world or anything of the sort. Surprise! Where are you going? Oh, and you are in Iko's bag. Why? Is Iko also going? No. Alas. I was hoping for a honeymoon trip, but... No. Visiting Pepesha? I mean, yeah, she does look similar down to the, hair thingamajigs. You should have taken Iko with you. I mean, she's in Russia. It's default state 24/7. Or she's drunk with you being here. I mean, yeah, alcoholism is an illness. So... Also, this Russia really looks an awful lot like Japan, doesn't it? The riverbanks being all nice and stuff. Also, perhaps indeed a long lost family member. A sister she forgot existed, or something like that. Oh, no, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, long lost sister separated early on or separated at birth, so that Pepesha doesn't remember Tsvieta. Meanwhile, Tsvieta remembers Pepesha. Huh. Can Isaac speak Japanese or can Teru speak Russian? Or are they communicating in English? Oh, thank you for the explanation. That's truly a multi purpose tool, isn't it? Now, this is Russia, I know. This is Eastern Europe. And of course, she takes care of the orphanage kids. I mean, yeah, she is a superhero, and technically their sibling. Oh, I guess her superhero identity isn't widely known. She's not Stardust. Yep, okay. Yeah, I kind of keep forgetting that not every hero's case is the same as Stardust, where their identity isn't actually kept secret. Haha, funny you mentioned that. I mean, it is Russia. Okay, 12. So she should remember her sister, should she be taken in with her sister, right? Is the case of amnesia, memory manipulation. Like, I'm talking about the sister because we wouldn't be going for this plot if Svieta was dark Pepesha, right? If she was just a fully artificial construct. Since we are researching the origins of Pepesha, then that means it's probably uh, the trail we should follow. Oh, a photo of Pepesha and Svieta? Ah, no, Pepesha and Mother. Okay, what happened to your mother? Hmm. Probably when she was drunk. That's why you also have a penchant for alcohol? Yeah. So, exactly like Pepesha. Smirnov bottle. Yeah, it looks like Smirnov. Sure. I guess it is a way to explain to children why they shouldn't have alcohol. Yeah, you were very stoic and grumpy in the photos, and after you started drinking, you became much more open and cute. I mean, yeah, she's not incorrect. Isaac? Yeah. Oh, let's see what's for lunch. Oh, I guess we're not gonna see what's for lunch. Just empty, empty plates. Single plate though, so that's good. Or a plate and a bowl for soup and a plate for the second dish. The original beer gold quality. Why is it in English since we're in Russia? Details, details. 5%. I was expecting more, honestly, since it's Russia and since Pesha likes drinking and whatnot. We have some like 7.5%, 8% beer in Poland. Okay, so she does go after her mother. Really? Okay, I guess lack of schooling would matter, but okay, so heroes are a relatively new development. It's not like Simple Gear that they were here since ancient times. Who created the heroes then? Who created and brought this technology over here? Is Svieta age regressed mother of Pesha? People age. Surprise. Yeah, the way she obstructed Lenia's face with her finger. Svieta. Has to be. And here she comes. Yep, that's Svieta. How? Okay, we're 15 minutes in. We still have 5 minutes left to try and explain it. At least a little bit. Svieta Koriskaya. Yep, Stigma's goons are here. Henshin. One's missing. Don't worry about bystanders. Oh? Pesha's Henshin? Thankfully, it's a cryogenic ice that doesn't burst human cells and actually allows you. Oh, that's Svieta. That's not one of the kids. The kids don't wear black cloaks. No, it's not Svieta. It's the green one. Yeah. Teru, the kids don't wear black cloaks. And whose parent are you? Yes. Ah, she's a Pokemon doing the kufufu, her own name. Yes, that stands to reason. And who are you? Hmm. I mean, yeah, sure, that's a possibility, but then what would Kufufu be here? if Svieta is a foil for you, then who is Kufufu a foil for? Okay, what are you, Svieta? Is it actually Lenia? What are Stigma's ideals in the first place? Okay, sure. A pocket dimension of some sort? That is a big Originium crystal. I'm confused. Holy shit, I'm confused. What's going on? Sorry that I wasn't saying anything for the last part, but I was trying to digest the things I see. Hmm. Why Pepesha's mother? Like. Hmm. Okay. Let's. Oh boy. Let's watch this one again, shall we? I don't know if it's gonna be of much help in getting me to understand what's going on, but. Oh, my head hurts. Like, legit, my head started to hurt. Oh. It's like. The best comparison I have right now is the game of Minesweeper. As in, in the context of a puzzle, a game of Minesweeper. You start the game somewhere and you follow it from that end and follow it and follow it, and it works until some point, and then it clashes with some other island in the on the Minesweeper board, and you thought that this is going to be a mine, but no, the other side counters that. So maybe this will work, but no, if I go from this side and say this is a mine, then it's not gonna agree with the numbers on the other side, right? There's multiple different theories I might have, or rather, there's multiple different theories to be had here, but they cross each other. And one theory cancels another, and that other theory is cancelled by some other one, and that one is cancelled by some other one, right? There's a lot of starting points to start theorizing about what's happening, but they all lead into a just a just a blind spot with no way forward. Huh. Hmm. Yeah, there's Tsvieta and there is the Kufufu. Oh boy. I was really hoping that Iko is gonna join Teru, but alas. Also, I'm glad that they actually wear different clothes. It's, you know, a small little thing, but I'm really used to people in anime just having one set of clothes and never changing that, right? People always wearing high school uniforms, for example, but no, thankfully not. So is Envilio staying with Iko? Hmm. Yeah, this is not how riverbanks are in Eastern Europe. This is not how they are. You either have a straight brick wall and maybe a little bit of a terrace down there, and it's usually just grated off. This is Japanese riverbank. This is a Japanese riverbank, not a Russian one. I don't know, maybe there are places in Russia that have riverbanks like that, but from my experience living in Eastern Europe, Central, I guess, this is not how it looks. Are you always drinking? I knew I was seeing you today, so I made sure I was drunk so that you don't see me sober, because when I'm sober, I'm super serious and super. Is is that the deal with the members of Amararirku? They are a manifestation of the suppressed parts of people's hearts. Like, for example, Pepesha's mother, right, Lenya, she had to suppress her childishness and could only open herself up, could only become her real self when drunk. And so Tsvieta is that suppressed part of her heart materialized. It would check out with the theme of stigma claiming to be opening and freeing people's hearts. Why Pesha's mother though, and not Pesha herself? Mm, let's see. Rirku people are created from the, what did I call it? The part of their hearts not closed off, not shut off. Fuck, what was the word I was using here? I just used it. I hate it when a word escapes me. From the shut off parts of human hearts, semicolon, Lenya, right? Lenya. Suppressed, yeah, Lenya had to suppress her childishness. It only showed when drunk. Could it be that kufufu is also a suppressed part of someone's heart who isn't allowed to have fun, who isn't allowed to laugh? Well, Stardust comes to mind first of all. Kufufu is tied to Stardust, right? He had to suppress the childish, happy, goofy side of his, and it now became manifest through Kufufu. Orphanage. I wasn't very cheerful, yeah. Yeah, this is Eastern Europe. The radiators. The radiators look way too new. That's not Eastern Europe. Our radiators look nothing like this. Our radiators is a hunk of cast iron with a knob on the side. It doesn't have fancy dials and stuff like that. Then again, this world, I guess, is like better. Not quite a utopia, but because of the involvement of heroes, the conditions in the world are better. So maybe Eastern Europe is in a better shape in this world. Who knows? Pesha's back. Now this is very Eastern Europe. I had plenty of those in classrooms when I was a kid, and there's always some sort of a succulent up top, very like miserable and barely growing, halfway brown, but somehow still chugs on. She's a hero to those kids. Oh, little did you know. And yeah, even he notices that Pesha might have some problem with alcohol. I wonder if that's actually gonna be an important plot point. That Pesha tries to, I don't know. Pesha tries to suppress the serious side of hers with alcohol, and that empowers Tsvieta, or I know, something like that. Fuck it. Teru, not cures, treats Pesha's alcoholism. There is no cure for alcoholism or any sort of a whatchamacallit. Another word I'm looking for and I can't find. Or any sort of a dependency on substance or action. Let's just say. You can only treat it, and you can treat it successfully, but you can never cure it. Yeah, Teru does it. Also, Pesha's alcoholism is an important plot point. They're talking a lot about it in this episode, which tells me that it might actually be important. Perhaps the way to win with Zvieta will be to treat Pesha. Kind of like the way of winning with the monster created through Eco was to... Oh, sorry. As I said, I ate something bad today, probably. The way to winning with the monster that Stigma created with Eco was to give therapy to Eco. So the way to win with Zvieta will be to give therapy to Pesha. Kind of, sorta thing. Grew up in orphanage, just like her mother. Yeah, very grumpy. Well, maybe not grumpy, but serious, I guess, would be the best way to put it. Potatoes. Now, this is Eastern Europe that I know. Yeah, but legit, like freshly boiled potatoes, skin on, a cup of kefir. That's like legit a great dinner. Or instead of kefir, you could use buttermilk. Yeah, a glass of buttermilk and a sunny side up egg and potatoes. Perfect meal for the summer. Yeah, I fully associate with the summer. Buttermilk, potatoes, and fried egg. You do sort of look like that, Svieta. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's another case of whatchamacallit. As viewers noticing certain things that the characters in the show don't for plot reasons, for story reasons. That's common. I don't really hold it against the show itself. Yeah, Svieta's hair color is definitely more reminiscent of Lenya's rather than Pesha's. So I guess Lenya did become Svieta somehow, or a part of her heart, or Svieta is based on Lenya, or I don't know. She raised me all by herself, and when she drank, she was like a really talkative and cute friend. That alcohol was a magic medicine that allowed adults to return to being children, because on the daily they have to suppress their childish side, and that inner child is what Stigma wants to free. And if everybody's heart is connected with their childish side, there will be no conflict because children are innocent. That's the road to world peace, isn't it? It absolutely is. Stigma wants to get everybody in contact with their inner child. That's the recipe for world peace. Children don't wage wars after all. Yep. Also, is this a bottle of Smirnoff? No, not really. Not really Smirnoff. Has to be some other bolts. Balls is blue. Yeah, it's not balls either. It's not Spiritus Rectificovany either, because the label is green. I know, fantasy vodka, I guess. 40% weak. No, like legit, you can buy 99% Spiritus Rectificovany at stores. So 40% is weak. You must have taken after your mother. Yeah, even the hairstyle is the same. You're both cute when you're drunk. Everyone around here is like that. Yeah, I guess. I was looking for the lunch because I was wondering whether they're gonna do the mistake of assuming that everybody eats like they're in Japan, or are they actually gonna show like location accurate dinner. I talked about it a few times in recent memory. Somewhat often in anime, you see people go to, I don't know, Germany, and the dinner will be like 7 different plates of like whole baked fish and a little bit of soup and a little bit of salad and a little bit of rice and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, right? This is not how it is in Europe. This is more, I guess, aptly aptly done. 1 plate for the solid meal and 1 bowl for either the greens for your solid meal so that they don't mix with the gravy, or a bowl for some soup. I guess they did have some salad in this brown bowl, and the large plate was maybe bread or something. Oh, very clean, very clean plates, by the by. Oh no, there's some crumbs. Okay. Beer, labels in English for some reason. I'm I'm talking about all those tiny details, but don't take it as me criticizing this episode or anything. It's just fun to notice those things. I really get used to that. I did not expect the labels to be like fully accurately written in Cyrillic alphabet. Absolutely not, but it's fun to notice things like that when a Japanese studio thinks that wants to place the action in some sort of a corner of the world, but they don't really know how it is there, so they just default to English or they default to Japanese meals or stuff like that. It's just fun to notice that. Uh, Drinking, having fun, that's plenty of beer. Uh-huh. More and more like Lenya, yep. Like mother dearest. They couldn't trust someone who had no parents to do any work. That's not a requirement. Like, I don't recall it being a requirement even in like deep communism in Poland, so I wouldn't, I mean, recall. I wasn't alive back then, but from the stories told, it wasn't actually the case, but maybe Russia was different about it. Lack of schooling, sure, that would be a detriment though. World supposedly changed, but the little corners of the world haven't changed. It's still a struggle to survive. Yeah. It's interesting though that superheroes were introduced at some point. Was it Unilord who brought the heart-shaped bracelets to Earth? Was it people who suddenly randomly started manifesting superhero powers and Unilord manifested the powers of the Unilord? Because she also has the heart-shaped bracelets. So I'm assuming she can also de-henshin. Actually, that's an interesting thing to note. Unilord has bracelets. Can she de-henshin? You're looking for old memories. Have a look at my albums. Photo album and yeah, the finger. obstructing the face was a dead giveaway that this is Zvieta. Dead giveaway. And yeah, the realization hits, and the Amararirku are here. Now let me count the children. Yeah, there's 4 children, and only 2 run up to the orphanage. So what happened to the other 2? Did they also escape, or were they frozen by Zvieta or something? Zvieta Koriskaya. Not Lenia Andrianov, though. 157 centimeters, 42 kilo. Unknown nationality, likes cold ice, warm fire, member of Amararirku who has the power to control ice. Blood type 0, age unknown. Blood type 0, so the perfect donor. She'd be too young to be her sister, yeah. But my mama is no longer in this world. Is she dead, or did she leave you, or what happened to her? Maybe she was frozen in ice and stigma age regressed her or something. I don't know. Okay, 2 of the children are safe. And yeah, there's like no time to worry about them seeing you henshin. You need to act now. So you better just, henshin right here, right now. They can probably keep the secret. Don't tell me that girl. You should do a roll call of the children to know if any are missing, but I guess maybe there's no time for that. How do you not see the black cloak, Teru? I mean, blindness for story reasons, so I know how the story requires her to not see that, but that said, a very well laid down trap, right? They knew that Teru would unfreeze the frozen person and try to save her, so of course we freeze our ally so that she can kick Teru in the chin. Kufufu-san. Won't make sure the whole world's smiling, and then I'm going to kill everyone with laughter, she says as she showcases her canines. Also interesting, she has more tattoos. Zvieta only has like 3 scar things on her face. Meanwhile, Kufufu has the eyelashes and the smiley face on her cheek. Unless she just drew it herself, that's possible. Kufufu. We are here because Zvieta wanted to be here. You did something mean, like an adult would. So again, it kind of reads like a fight between adults and children, or between adults and children, or between the adult side, the one who suppresses their childish side, their inner child. Right? Amararirku represent the inner child. And heroes represent the outer adults, maybe something along those lines. Or it's more on a more individual basis, right? Zvieta is the unrestrained childish side of Lenia, or perhaps of Pepesha, and she just takes the form of Lenia for some reason. Stigma takes advantage of the darkness in people's hearts. Why am I here? I happen to remember you and this place, and I want to be here. And it's warm here, and I want warm. When I look at you, my heart feels restless. So she does have some memories of Lenia. Why? How? I very much approve of Stigma's ideas. What are they? I'm pretty sure I hated this world, this cold world, overflowing with pain and suffering. That's why I had to drink, because only drinking released those inhibitions and made the world livable. This place is so warm, I wanted to live here forever. I wanted to be a child forever. I didn't want to grow up. Right? It really is about the inner child being suppressed. That's why stigma frees people's hearts. Separate from reality, no suffering or pain exists there. It's only filled with peace. It's called Amara Rirku. Amara Rirku is the inner child. And also a source of originium catastrophes. Let's spend all of our days within here. Welcome to the Amara Rirku of my heart. Well, Teru, you better prepare for some speed therapy to reunite her with her inner child or whatever it takes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run with the theory that the Amara Rirku members represent the inner children of respective heroes. Svieta to Pepesha, Kufufu to Stardust. What would be Teru's counterpart? Stigma himself? Maybe. Maybe Kufufu is Lady Black's counterpart? That would also check out. She's always very serious. Hmm. Why then does Svieta take the form of Lenia and not Pepesha with black hair to go for a classic, right? And also, why does Kufufu not resemble any of the heroes? Yeah, I've got nothing in that regard. I've got absolutely nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It was a very good episode. Like, make no mistake, extremely good episode. But also extremely confusing. And I guess we will need to wait a while to learn more about what's the deal with the Amara Rirku. Perhaps we're gonna have to learn about who Svieta actually is. Maybe, kinda, sorta, eventually. I don't know. It would be a fair assumption, I'd say. Yeah, I think after we are done with this fight against Svieta, however it goes, it could either remove Svieta from this world, because Pepesha will be reunited with her inner child, and thus this will remove the necessity for her inner child existing as an outside entity, or she will actually be rescued, and it will turn out that she's just age regressed Lenya, and she will be freed from Stigma's clutches, and she will suddenly grow to her full form, and Pesha is gonna have her mother back. Yeah, whichever way it goes, it's gonna provide us some answers, but we will need to wait for the resolution of this situation, of this arc. Just in case, I'm gonna note down that Svieta these peers after Pesha gets therapied, or Svieta turns back into Lenya. Whichever way it goes, it will provide us answers as to the nature of the Amara Rirku people, and from that point we will be able to extrapolate who Kufufu is, for example. But before then, not much we can figure out, I guess. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me. But maybe you have something more to add on the topic, and so say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. My spoilers can go to my Discord, here also in the description. It's free, open to everybody. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel to be notified of future videos of not only Shy, but also Magia Record, Shangri-La Frontier, Saihate no Paladin, Helck, and plenty of others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified when I go live, because I do stream sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube. On Patreon, for $10, you can get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1, you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And on YouTube, you can support me via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that. If you don't want to spend any money, though, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB Without a Netek, Survivor, Zayrainer, Akamaster, Dr. Watt, Marsh, UK Ally, Puzzle, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to face your inner child. Although you probably should.